Hey everyone, this is Dean with DCA Crypto. I've got some projects to cover for you today that I think are going to absolutely shock everyone in this bull run. So I'd appreciate if you subscribe to my channel, smash that like button, and let's jump into it. Alright, today's video I'm going to be covering 4 projects that I think are going to absolutely shock everyone in this upcoming bull run. These are projects that everyone thinks are going to do well. Most people think they're going to do well, but I think that they're going to shock everyone with the type of gains that they're going to actually put out this bull run. So let's jump into it here. The first project I'm going to cover here is a brand new one. It hasn't launched yet. It's going to launch, it's planning on launching in July. I did a video on this one a few days ago. This one is called Agent Layer. It's an artificial intelligence project, and if you want more, I'm not going to cover this one in detail in this video because I don't want it to be too long. If you want more information on this one, check out my video from a few days ago. But this one is going to be an absolutely game changer for a lot of people and make life-changing wealth. Now, this one has artificial intelligence nodes that they've launched, and the best part about these nodes is you don't need any software or anything to run them. And the calculations I've done on this based on their circulating supply, I think these are going to pay for themselves really quickly if you get in now while they're still cheap. And they're going to make some life-changing wealth for a lot of people throughout this bull run and over the course of the next several years here as they're generating tokens. The best part about this project is not only do these nodes generate the tokens daily for you just by owning them, but they're also sharing revenue from this project with the node owners. So you get shared revenue from the project as well. So they're rewarding the community for this. And they have an absolutely amazing team. If you check out their team on LinkedIn, they have a very experienced team. And a lot of them are in basically the background of the whole team is crypto security. So if you look at the team for this project, most of them are from MetaTrust Labs. And if you guys know anything about MetaTrust Labs, basically they're like a security for blockchain networks. They're very well known in the crypto space. They also have team members from Binance, Uber, Hashkey Group, and several other big crypto firms out there. So they have a fantastic team. They're fully doxed. So this is one that you want to check out. These nodes are starting to sell out, but they're still cheap, but they're going to go up in price. So if you're interested in that, go check out my video from a few days ago. You do need the code from the video to purchase these nodes if you're interested. So go ahead and check that out. But that's how you can get in on this project early. And if you want more information on this project, just go ahead and watch my video from a few days ago. I'll try to leave a link up here for you guys so you guys can check it out here. Otherwise, it'll probably be at the end of this video as well. The next one I'm going to cover on here is Jasmy. You guys know I did a video on Jasmy yesterday. Jasmy is a fantastic project, and with what they're doing, I'm going to cover a little bit of it here in this video. I'm probably going to do more of a deep dive on Jasmy as we go along here in the next upcoming weeks. I'm going to try to get enough time to do a deep dive on these projects for you guys so you can get a lot more information, because there is so much more information than what I could put into this video. But Jasmy is one that I think is going to shock a lot of people. The reason I feel this is because this one here is got an insane community, and you guys know the Jazz Maniacs out there. And I'm not kidding you. This project has the biggest community that I have seen in crypto, period. I think Jasmy, my price prediction on this one was for like 25 cents, but it would not surprise me if it got to $1 or more just because of how crazy the community is on this project. And an example of that is I did a video on Jasmy yesterday, and I got so many comments on that video from people thinking this thing's going to get to $1, $5, and so on. It very well could happen. Now, I try not to offend anybody with my 25-cent price prediction on this one. I just try to be safe on what I'm telling people, because I don't want people expecting some number and it doesn't happen, and they come back and get mad at me because I told them I was going to get to this special dollar number, $5 number, whatever, and it doesn't for some reason. Then they come back and get mad at me. So don't hate me for doing that 25-cent Jasmy prediction. I'm just trying to be conservative on my numbers, because I try to have a responsibility on my channel not to give out crazy price predictions in case they don't happen and then people get upset. Because that happened to me last bull run with influencers telling me certain price predictions, and you're like, oh yeah, it's definitely going to get there, and then it doesn't, and you're like, what the heck? But just make sure that you guys are taking out some profits on the way up. If you're already up a 10x on Jasmy, it might not be a bad idea to take out your initial, like 10% of your coins and sell them to get your initial investment out on it. That's just personally what I would do. You guys do what you want to do, but just be careful out there and don't wait for some crazy number to take out any profits, because, just in case something happens. This article here from Binance talks about it being the Bitcoin of Japan, which is true. And they're saying yesterday it was announced in a video conference between Prime Minister Kishida, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing his name correctly, and the Apple CEO Tim Cook confirmed the integration of Japan's My Number Card function into iPhones next spring. And the news led for, Jasmy to pump, as you guys know, obviously, on that news, because it is good news for Jasmy, whether it's a true partnership or not. It's definitely using the technology that Jasmy is pretty much, integrated with. So they talk about in here about the My Number Card system. The Japanese government's personal identification framework is not officially related to Jasmy coin. Rumors have been circulating for several months that there is a potential connection, and a lot of people out there say because of the the CEO of Jasmy, or the founder of Jasmy, has ties with the Prime Minister. Now, I don't know if that's true or not. The Sony director Kazumasa Sato, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing his name correctly, but he aims to provide secure data processing and storage for Internet of Things devices. And it said that part of Japan's broader approach to integrating advanced technologies in everyday life, including metaverse and NFTs. Jasmy's mission is to facilitate the democratization of data through secure management and storage solutions, and to enable individuals to have control over their personal information. And they're saying that, basically the whole thing about Jasmy is, in Japan, it's not like there's going to be multiple adoptions of different cryptocurrencies and technologies and out there. If Japan adopts something, it's likely to be primarily that one thing. So if it is adopting Jasmy's technology for its Internet of Things and data security and all that, if it ends up fully adopting this thing, like it sounds like it's heading in that direction, they're going to go all in on Jasmy with this. It's not like they're going to spread this out over multiple technologies. More than likely, Japan's, they're type of country where when they make a decision on something, it's all or nothing, pretty much. So, and they have a very unique culture over there. They don't do a lot of advertising and stuff like that on this project, but it's one of those projects that I think are going to surprise a lot of people. And, maybe I'm wrong on that, but I don't think I am. I think with the community that Jasmy has, it's one of the strongest communities out there that I have ever seen in crypto. It's, I would say, as strong or stronger than the ADA Cardano community out there. And Cardano did fairly well last bull run. A lot of people were thinking it was going to get to $10 and only got to, I think, a little over $3. But, so that's why you got to be kind of careful of your price expectations, just in case it doesn't reach that. So, a lot of people think Jasmy gets to $1. It certainly could. It certainly could surpass $1. It's not an unrealistic price target. Definitely, because a lot of the other projects, including ADA, got up to that market cap where Jasmy would reach over $1, so that is a possibility. So a lot of people mentioned the Jasmy lockup on my video yesterday, and I can get into more detail on this, but the lockup started on May 1st, and they did an announcement on X here. The 100 million Jasmy coin lockup started on May 1st, so it has already started, and they're going to be locking up 100 million Jasmy coins, it sounds like. So the lockup has started, and that is going to, reduce the supply of Jasmy, so keep that in mind, which will also help push the price up on it. And if they're doing this one, they're likely to do more. But I got to get more information on this and do a full video on this lockup for you guys. And maybe you guys have already seen videos on this, but I wanted to cover that in this video and mention that as well, because some people did point that out. I did hear about the lockup last year, but I didn't know that it actually started taking effect on May 1st already for one of these initial lockups. So I'll have to get more information on this and get that out to you guys as well. But I did want to mention that in this video, but I didn't have time to do a deep dive into this on this video. I also want to cover this article on X here in an upcoming video. It's Japan's Jasmy Coin and Society 5.0. It's by this Brian on X here. This is a very detailed, informative article on Jasmy and why he thinks that it is going to really change the crypto space for Japan, and it's probably going to do way better than a lot of people are expecting it to. So I'm going to do a video on this article because I think it deserves attention. He doesn't have a lot of likes on this or follows. But I want to do a deep dive on this X post for you guys on an upcoming video here, so watch out for that. I think this is some great information, but it needs a full video just to cover this. The next project I think is going to surprise a lot of people is ICP. Internet Computer, I think, is going to shock a lot of people, and at $12, I still think it's extremely cheap. I'm predicting ICP to likely get over $100 in this bull run, but I'll be starting to take my profits out probably in the $40 to $50 range, just because I picked up my ICP average. My average is $4 on it, so I will start taking out my initial investment around the $40 to $50 range, and then I'll take it out in chunks from there, and I'll likely leave 10-20% in it for over $1 if it gets above that price point. ICP is an amazing technology out there, and they are doing some fantastic things. I've done several videos on ICP, so you guys can go watch those if you're interested in them. But ICP is actually one of the only projects that is doing true artificial intelligence on the blockchain. And as you guys know, artificial intelligence is one of the big narratives for this bull run. I think ICP is just getting started, and I think it's going to explode. So if we go to internetcomputer.org/AI, it talks about run your AI models on the blockchain, decentralization, unlock, train, and run AI models as fully on-chain smart contracts to benefit from the security, reliance, and power of ICP. And it says a recent study finds that nearly half of the respondents, 49%, are concerned about the misuse of AI for nefarious purposes, which I am as well. I'm very worried about that. It says problems with traditional AI, the tampering problems, the tampering of artificial intelligence. It talks about tampering with models in an undetectable way. It means that the integrity of AI's output can be compromised without anyone knowing. And then the black box problem, users who have no visibility into how their data is used and how AI models produce responses. This is true as well, as a lack of transparency makes it difficult for users to trust the technology, because you don't know where it's pulling that information from. If there's bias in that information, like ChatGPT has and some of the others, you don't know what kind of biased information is put into that AI model to sway your opinion based off of what it says to you. So ICP is trying to make sure that it's not going to be centralized or swayed in either way. It's going to spit out hopefully truthful information from its AI model. So what is needed to solve these issues? Model integrity, data confidentiality, and availability. And basically they're covering all of these things with AI on ICP, and this is one of the reasons among many that I think ICP is going to do really well this bull run. So if you guys want to see more on this, you can watch my previous videos on ICP. I'll try to do another deep dive on ICP in the near future, but this is the third project that I think is going to surprise a lot of people this bull run and make some life-changing wealth. The last one I got on here is pretty controversial. A lot of people don't think this project is going to do well. I'm going to push back on that and say Quant is going to surprise a lot of people this bull run. I am still extremely bullish on Quant. I'm not selling my Quant until it gets over $1,000. I'll start taking out profits on it, likely around that price point. And if it doesn't hit it this bull run, that's fine. It's not like a giant part of my portfolio, but I can tell you with what Quant is doing with their Overledger and the adoption that it's likely going to have with the Overledger technology and all of the things that they're building on the Quant Overledger, you can't deny what Quant is doing is absolutely revolutionary in crypto and in the ISO 20022 adoption for all of the financial institutions in the entire world. Quant is the leader for that. And people are sleeping on Quant right now. And I'm telling you, in my opinion, it's not financial advice. Someday people are going to look back on Quant and be like, why did I not buy it at under $100? That's just my opinion on it. I have a good amount of Quant, and I'm likely going to add more because my outlook on Quant is it is such a scarce asset and the technology is so good. I think anyone is a fool to not have some Quant in their portfolio. That's just my personal opinion on it. I think its market cap at $1.3 billion is extremely small, and this thing is likely to fly. Just think about it: $130 billion on Quant. That's 100x from now if it were to do that. And I'm not saying it'll do that by next year, but I think by 2030, this thing could easily do 100x from where it's at now and make some serious gains for a lot of people. 2030 is probably going to be the bull run for ISO 222 tokens. The quant's going to surprise a lot of people, I think, like it did last bull run. If we look at the chart for quant here for the last bull run, you know, it did get up to like, what, $400. And this is while it was, okay, while everything else in the market was tanking, quant started to take off. All of the coins started dumping right here in April, May, June, and quant started to take off while all the other cryptos were tanking. So keep that in mind. What was quant doing while all the other cryptos were tanking? It was going up in price. So where was the money flowing into? The money was flowing into quant from those other projects. So I don't know if people are looking at it as like a safe haven for their money, their funds. But the more the cryptos dumped last bull run, the higher quant went, and didn't run until all the other coins started dumping after they already ran. And it continued to run until September. That's right when the other coins started taking off, is when it started having its correction. And by the end of that bull run, when the other coins were way up in price, quant was down in price. So it seems like the money flows out of the other major alts and into quant. So keep that in mind this bull run. If we start dumping and quant hasn't gone anywhere yet, it might be a good place to put your funds. Not financial advice. But if we look at this bear cycle here, it did the exact same thing in 2022. When the other coins were dumping, quant was taking off. So keep this in mind. You know, right now quant is extremely cheap. And while the other coins may be going up, quant might eventually start to go up when they start going down. So keep that in mind. It could surprise a lot of people and come out of nowhere. So I still have hope in quant. I think eventually it's going to pay off. Whether it's this cycle or next cycle, I think quant is doing some life-changing things. So what is ISO 222? It's payments for the entire financial system. With the industry migration of major currencies, ISO 222 formatting, the SWIFT networks estimates that 80% of global high-value payments by volume and 90% by value will be processed through ISO 222. 80 to 90% of global payments will be processed through ISO 222. Now, over 50 countries, this ISO 222 will replace existing domestic legacy systems and payment standards and reduce the fragmented standards for cross-border payments throughout banks and financial institutions, financial market infrastructures, machines, and ecosystems. And Quant has the best technology on this. And the best part about Quant is its overledger goes on top of every blockchain. It ties them all together. So no matter what system any customers out there is using, different operating systems, different technologies, different standards, overledger is compatible with all of them. So they don't need to adopt some one special crypto ISO 222 standard. They can simply switch to Quant and it'll do everything for them. I think Quant is a game changer in what they're doing. There's a lot of other things that Quant does that has nothing to do with ISO 222 on their overledger as well, and I've covered a lot of this on my previous videos for Quant. But they're doing some amazing things and amazing technology out there for businesses, not just banks. They have a lot of things that they're doing on their overledger. And just imagine, I'm not saying this is going to happen because I haven't found anything yet, but just imagine that Quant gets some type of major artificial intelligence adoption or technology on their overledger platform. I kind of think that it has to happen, in my opinion. I kind of think it has to happen. Could be wrong on that, but I would think at some point Quant is going to have some type of artificial intelligence integrated into their overledger. If that happens this cycle, with AI being hot and Quant as cheap as it is right now, this thing could make some life-changing gains. That's just my personal opinion on it. I might be wrong on that. That's just what I think could possibly happen with it. So what problems does Quant solve and attempt to fix? It solves one of the biggest problems facing the DLT technology. That's a distributed ledger technology. A lack of interoperability. In its current state, the market is filled with thousands of distributed ledger technologies. However, the ability for these DLT-based data stores to work together is very limited. This leads to islands of information, extra developer workload, and a host of technical barriers. Quant eliminates these problems and connects public and private networks utilizing proprietary software called the Overledger. This protocol enables multi-chain communication in a seamless manner. As such, developers can build more powerful and robust applications utilizing Quant. So they talk about all the different benefits of Quant in this article. I'm not going to go over all of these in this article because it's going to take a long time. It probably needs a separate video to cover all this. I've covered a lot of this in my previous videos, but I did want to mention this to you guys in this video. This is on securities.io and investing in Quant and what you need to know for investing on it. This is articles from this year, why they think Quant is a smart investment. But these are the 4 projects, guys, that I think are going to shock a lot of people in this upcoming bull run. I could be wrong on this. This is not financial advice, but personally, I think all 4 of these should be in just about everybody's portfolio, or at least some of them. And if you want to get into the agent layer project early before it even launches, those nodes are still cheap, so check those out, guys. I'll leave the link for that in the description below and the pinned comment for you guys to check out for the agent layer nodes. And there's a link in there that you guys can use and a code that you need to use to purchase those nodes. I do appreciate if you use my code. It does help out my channel a little bit, so I do appreciate that. But I think that that is one of the better node projects out there that's going to make some serious gains. And my previous video on that will explain to you how profitable those could be. But I am adding those nodes to my portfolio because I think that it's going to do absolutely fantastic. I'm going to probably add some more Quant to my portfolio as well, as cheap as it is, and in 2030, because that was my goal to get like 100 Quant for 2030. And I think I'm going to be able to hit that probably before the end of this year, hopefully. I also think that ICP is still really cheap. Jasmy is a little bit more expensive than some of the others as far as how much it's increased in value, but I think there's still a lot of gains to be made out of Jasmy, so that would not be a terrible investment right now. But it has pumped recently, you know, so be careful that we might get a correction in the next few months on Jasmy from where it's at now, around the 4-cent range. It might come back down in the 2 to 3 cent range, which would be a better buy for it. I hate to tell people to purchase Jasmy now, and then we get a, you know, 30, 40, 50% correction on it over the course of the next few months. If the market doesn't get real bullish here quick, it's starting to get bullish, so it's hard to say what's going to happen here. But typically after it pumps like that, usually there's some type of correction, so that might be the best time to get in Jasmy if you're thinking about it, not right while it's pumping like right now. So just be careful of that, guys. But these projects I think are going to shock a lot of people. I appreciate you taking the time to watch my videos, guys. I'm going to try to do a deeper dive on these projects in the upcoming weeks for you. Check out my Telegram. That is absolutely free if you want to join my Telegram community. The link is in the description below and the pinned comment as well. If you want to get in on some of these projects super early, before they even launch at cheap prices, cheaper than their launch price, you can join my Discord. That is through Patreon. There is a membership fee for that. It's only $14.99 a month, but I share all my trades in there, and I help that community get into projects early, so I can hook you up with that. If you're interested, you can join my Discord through Patreon. The link for that will be in the description below and the pinned comment as well. I appreciate it, guys. Don't forget to hit the like button. It really helps with the YouTube algorithm. If you're not a subscriber, please hit the subscribe button. I really appreciate all of you who are subscribers and supporting my channel. I appreciate all of you guys, and we'll see you on the next video.
Tell me what you want, tell me, tell me, tell me, tell me what you want, tell me, tell me, tell me, tell me.